My name is Andrea Holden. My speech is on putting prayer back in school. The first few Englishmen to settle the Americans came to this continent for various reasons. They wanted to find a place where they could farm and raise a family with financial prosperity. But mostly they came to Americans to have the freedom to worship God in their own way. They had hopes that this new land would be a place where people would have the right to serve and pray. Unfortunately, after the many years, their hopes were forgotten. There are many different topics that are constantly discussed in political issues. One issue that is often brought to light is the issue of public prayer in school. I feel that is something that needs to be allowed. Our Pledge of Allegiance says one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. Are children allowed to cite this? Go on, they're not allowed to publicly pray. The ability to express themselves is something that every child needs. I certainly understand that there are children of different religions in every class, but they should all be able to express themselves instead of keeping them silent. I also understand that everyone has their own opinion on how God should be worshipped, but that is not a valid reason to kick God out of the foundation of our country, our schools, and our youth. There should not be a ban on public prayer in schools. Everyone should be able to choose to public prayer without prejudice. Today, some students have to think twice before talking to their God in school settings. The United States, with all its rights, is beginning to hold back on one of its most important rights. I believe that school boards should not be allowed to limit school students' free expression of religion as they have been allowed on occasions. This includes prayer during school hours and after school hours, at football games, graduation ceremony, etc. Worshiping has never been a problem in our history. It's a wholesome practice that is not meant to offend anyone. And freedom of religion is our First Amendment right. The First Amendment clearly states that Congress shall make no law respecting the establishment of religion, nor prohibit the free exercise thereof. I don't see how there could even be a debate such as this when the very First Amendment clearly states the answer. Haven't people of America become so corrupt that we now doubt our Constitution? The morals and values of the Founding Fathers are carefully set up as a foundation of our country are becoming cracked. Even just a small crack in the foundation, such as eliminating school prayer, can decrease the integrity of the foundation and pave the way for more morality decline. Many believe that having morality in our government and then installed in our laws is actually infringing on our civil rights. But I believe that morality is a protection from the corrupt, not a restraint on our rights. However, our society has become corrupt. There are so many reasons to pray. In Thessalonians, Paul told the brethren to pray without ceasing. This means to have a constant attitude of prayer. We are to pray for wisdom, for the giving of thanks, for the making of requests, for forgiveness, and for many other things. Jennifer LaCour stated in Charisma magazine, the decision to remove prayer from public schools in 1962 was unpopular then, and is unpopular now, yet it remains in effect. It's probably that many students would turn out during the daily prayer. It's likely that there would be debates over whether it should be Hindu, Muslim, or Christian prayer. It's almost certain that the ACL and atheist activists would put up a fight. But if God is for us, who can be against us? I believe God is waiting for His people to rise up with a unified voice of righteousness against the immorality in our nation. I believe God has been patient through our presidents, and I believe if we set our hearts toward restating Christian prayer in schools, it could help fuel the prophecy of great awakening in this generation. Some experts are reporting that nothing could have prevented the Newtown school shooting. Again, I beg to differ. I think prayer could have prevented it. and I think restating prayer in public schools can prevent the next mass murderer from stepping foot on campus and prematurely ending more innocent lives. So in the wake of all yet another tragedy, can we please put prayer back in school now? As our students start each day with the Pledge of Allegiance to the American flag, we should also start each day with a quick word of prayer. John Hancock, the signer of the first Declaration of Independence, said, "Continue steadfast and with a proper sense of your dependence on God. Noble defend those rights which heaven gave, and no man are to take from us." God guided the fathers to give the right of prayer, prayer in school, prayer in public, and prayer everywhere. We have instead succumbed to the broken ways of the world and obliterated the words of not only our founders, but God as well. With God, the creator of the universe, Savior of the sinners, the Prince of Peace, the shepherd of all mankind, I will uphold John Hancock's words and noble defend those rights which heaven gave, and no man are to take from us. We must remember what has made us such a great country. It started with prayer.